you're a serial entrepreneur. You do a clothing line, you do photography, you do music. You're a man, you're like a Renaissance man. You have your hands in a lot of different things. So, as far as collaborating, do you find that you collaborate more? Welcome to the Entrepreneurship podcast with X.T.C. I'm Shalonda.
I'm Tristan.
And I'm Chris.
As an entrepreneur starting or growing your business, you may have a destination, but the journey getting there can be a trip. We want to be your travel companions and inject a dose of X.T.C as we explore real-life conversations about navigating the world of entrepreneurship in the U.S. and the Caribbean. Come take this trip with us.
1 2 1 2. My mic on? Good day, and welcome to another episode of X.T.C. I'm here with the X. I said the X, not my X. Come on. I said the X. The X. All right, so we're going to rewrite this. I'm here with Shalonda. I'm Tristan, and that's my boy Chris. I was going to be like Smokey Jokes. And what we got here today is another episode of... Chris, where's my timer?
Oh, we don't have the timer yet. This is just a short intro.
Oh no! Now we switching up because no, Shalana, we're not doing it. Okay, so today's episode we talking about collaborating, and you see who's not collaborating with me, and that's Shalana, my boy Chris at the bottom. He's laughing and tears in his eyes, and what we're really here to do is talk about Sincere Jamar, another entrepreneur from the Virgin Islands. That's gonna give us a little insight about collaborating. So sit tight, buckle up. Get ready, you're going to hear some bars.
But to start, let's get into what you sipping while you trip.
All right, man. Oh, that's dope. You heard that. That's dope. Welcome to the show, Jamar. On X.T.C, we start with a little drink, you know what I mean? Like, when you go out, you're a rapper, photographer, sometimes you need to get a little loose before we start the show, and this is what this is about. So we're trying to figure out what you sipping while you tripping on this entrepreneur's trip.
Right now, I sipping on some water. No labels shown,
Awesome.
You saw how he did that. You saw how he did that. You saw the subliminal, Shalana?
Yes, I did.
Water and mind your business. You got that?
Yep.
Did that water mind your business? What you drinking, big sis? I saw you with a morning cup.
A really good glass of cafecito. And you see, I don't have my usual mug. My daughter is whose mug I'm using. And I don't like morning people or mornings or people. So this is going to be an interesting show.
That says a lot about you. We know who's not collaborating today. Big Chris, my little bro Chris, the one behind the ones and twos that pushes the button, switches the show, and switches the mood. What you got for me today?
Got the full lineup as usual. So I got the big jug of water here.
Ugh.
Got the cafe, and throwing back with the cognac.
Oh, we knew it was coming. It was coming.
The triple threat.
Not necessarily in that order. There's
nothing small in his life. I'm over here on a little glass, just a little glass,
But it looks like
it's a little early. Got my ugly face on when I tasted it. It looks like water, tastes like gas.
This is going to be an interesting show.
I think so.
It is.
So
let's
unpack,
start, baby.
Let's unpack it.
All right, so we got 10 minutes on the shot clock. We got 10 minutes left in this segment. We're here with Sin. He loves basketball. Usually my big sis, Shalana, is the point guard. She runs in front of the show, but today she's kicking it back. Look at that shooter. Let me see your nails again, baby. You switching up. She got the nails.
Look, that's Steph Curry form right there.
So we're here with Sincere from the fam, and we're going to unpack him a little bit. What we're going to talk about is who he is, what he's about, how he feels about collaborating, when he does, why he does it, and if he doesn't do it. So as you know, what we've been doing is dropping a lot of nuggets throughout our episodes. And here's a quick bio about Sin. Excuse me, I'm gonna be looking at my notes real quick. Let's see. He's from the east side of St. Croix. He's a rapper, writer, photographer, and most importantly, he's a father. If you ever check out his Facebook post, you'll see his daughter playing doctor. He's always playing with his kids, shouting out his son, getting people to join the YouTube channels. I never heard him say about, click my page, no nothing, but he does encourage it for his kids. I'm going to give him that. Let's see. Now, we're talking about collaborating, and I want to show you guys something. So he might be just a little biased. I want to say when he was younger, I know he did music with the fam group. How many of you guys were in the fam?
Music, as far as artists, it was about 5 of us.
Creatively? I know you guys had that video guy on point. What else you had?
Video guy, we had a producer.
Nice.
We had video producers. We just had a team. Like, it's literally the family. The family, they were like, all of us grew up together, so it was a lot.
So he's been collaborating for a while. He's blessed the stage with artists like Taurus Riley, Beanie Man, the VI Own. We got Pressure, Benny D, Verse, Rock City. He was in Atlanta for a little while. He graduated Full Sail. So we're going to bring this full circle.
Like our brother Chris.
Yep. Full Sail grads.
I heard him talking their Full Sail talk. I was a little jealous. I was like, I didn't even get to go to Full Sail. I had to go to college. I was out here learning about Monets, and then my professor killed me because it's called a Monet. That cheese and cracker talk.
We went to college too. We just had a really nice studios to work in.
Oh, you see how he did that? How we did that? Leave it to the artists. So Jamar, Sin, talk to me. We had a previous conversation about collaborating. I don't want to touch too much about it because I don't want to taint your waters about collaborating. I think Shalana and I agreed to disagree in one of the episodes, and then we just completely disagreed another episode. Chris kind of held us together for a little bit. So, how you feel about collaborating with people?
I like collaborating once it makes sense. Once we could both benefit, and it's not a one-sided situation where you benefiting from me and I ain't getting nothing from it. Whereas, not saying that I need to be paid in return for helping a situation, but if we come in together creatively, it should both benefit both of us. You know what I mean?
Well said.
Yep.
Wow. So who's in your featuring spots?
I like a little Precision Productions here and there, you know what I mean?
I think Tristan intentionally set up that one, right?
Yeah.
I was expecting maybe 2 more, and then it would have been me. I didn't expect to be like top, but I'll take the top spot. So from there, like we definitely agree. I think and we had a conversation about choosing who it is that we collaborate with. Is there at any point in time in which you feel like you don't want to collaborate with someone, or I don't want to say was forced to, like maybe went into a project not really feeling 100 about it, but maybe loving what the outcome of the project could be?
Situations where I don't want to collab is somebody who I feel isn't serious about the craft, isn't trying to improve the craft, and then they just say, okay, well, cool. He have 5,000 followers. I have 2. Let me just hook him up, jump on something with him, and basically get some attention from his following or something like that, where they genuinely don't have no interest in really collabing. Is like what he could do for me, that kind of way. So, yeah, situation that I tend to run away from, and most of the time is either like a genuine relationship, like you're around somebody for a certain amount of time and you build that bond, so you understand like y'all have the same views and same ideas, so the working together and the collabing won't be an issue. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so collaborating with you isn't something that just happen like now for now, because that's what I'm about to ask next. It's not something where I could be like, just call you up and be like, yo, saying you want to collaborate on this, or not me in particular, but let's say a stranger. You see what I'm saying? Just being able to call to collaborate with you instantly. Is there like a process that they'd have to go through?
Not necessarily all the time. For the most part, I would like to have some type of rapport with a person, but at the same time, somebody might hit me up and like, yo, I have an idea for a shoot or anything. I have an idea for a collab that we could do together. And in return, I would say, okay, cool. Well, let me see your work, or let me see your Instagram or whatever where you have your work. And I might go to the page and I see something that inspire me and say, okay, well, yo, this person kind of dope. Like, so that's in that sense, I don't have to have a rapport with them. Just the mutual respect for each other work is enough to hopefully work ethic is worth me collabing with. You know what I mean? But for the most part, the work will speak for itself, and that would be the first thing to bring me into wanting to do the collab.
So I think if I could jump in here for a second.
No, you can't. No.
Well, I am. Anyhow. No, because as you were talking, one of the things that we have talked about in season 1 is where the quality of your work precedes you a lot of the time. And you're going to show us something later in the episode that actually I saw on Facebook and I was like, whoa, this is dope. So to finally meet the person behind the scenes that made that happen kind of speaks to this example. And as entrepreneurs, it's important for us to understand that our work usually precedes us. People see our work, they may not know who we are. And that is a critical component as to whether or not we might want to collaborate with these folks, right? Because we see the quality of the work. Yep. So as a serial entrepreneur, because Tristan is really into this collaborating thing, and you're a serial entrepreneur, you do a clothing line, you do photography, you do music, you're like a Renaissance man. You have your hands in a lot of different things. So as far as collaborating, do you find that you collaborate more on maybe creative projects like photography versus maybe the clothing line, or how has that been for you?
Well, with music, I collaborated a lot more because at the time when I was frequently doing music and putting out music, a lot of people would hit me up and like, oh, I want a feature, I want this, I want that. And at the time, it was mostly like local artists from like here, St. Thomas, place like that. And at the time, they didn't have a following or they were up and coming. And I knew how it is, like when I was up and coming and wanted help or whatever the case is. So I was literally doing features for everybody that I free. Like if I felt the music, you understand? Like if I sent me something, I'll be, okay, cool. Send me the song. If I like it, I'll jump on it. And I literally did maybe like 20 features in like a month.
Wow.
Just adding verses for people and stuff like that. You know what I mean? In that sense, I like collabing music-wise. Like, I love collabing musically. As far as the clothing line, I haven't really collaborated with any other designers or any other clothing entrepreneurs. I've collaborated in a sense of like pop-up shops and stuff like that, but the actual design, nothing like that. I've collaborated. Me and Tristan collaborated a couple times.
Tristan's a super collaborator. I collaborate with Tristan too.
I'm just trying to get Chris.
You're collaborating with Chris on this podcast, so you already got Chris.
Exactly.
I mean that works. It works, but it got to be one of those things though. That I don't want to. This happened organically. Shalana, Jamar, y'all know what it is I'm talking about. Like, this is like, I don't want to say like a fam production. Like this is where family came together. We decided that we got something, and this is a collaboration. But I want, not even want, like I feel like I need that blow 'em out of the water collab with Chris. Like some funny documentary, something crazy, like where you see like there's something that happens that you just didn't see coming. We spoke about collaborating. Sin, I told you about, or I asked you about like the process, because my sister Shalana, she's an amazing gatekeeper. you're not getting in her circle or messing with her circle if you're not serious about it.
Yep.
And that's
Yeah.
sometimes how the process is. Jay-Z have one of those, like, things like Tata and them. You just don't give him your music. It got to go through the filtering system before you get there. And Shalana's that. And Chris, got her heart. So she's not letting you to collab with Chris if it's not worth it. So we just need like that shocker. Like when I burnt the check, that was an amazing collab, Chris. But we gotta do something that's like, gonna be amazing. So what we're gonna do real quick before we hit this detour is we're gonna show you a quick pick. Chris, I'm gonna let you count it out. We're gonna leave it up for about maybe 7 seconds.
Yep.
So they could see, and we're gonna hit this detour.
Okay, all I gotta say
well-
is if you're only listening to this podcast via audio,
Right.
you need to detour and go to the video cast so you
Yeah.
can see that image
do.
because it's dope as hell.
It is.
You do.
Yeah, we're not gonna tell you, so you gotta switch over. If you're audio, switch over to video.
Beautiful
just
photo
saying, and she's
composition,
right.
editing. So props to props to you
Yeah.
for that, man.
So what we're gonna do is that was an image that you just saw by Jamar, Sincere. And Jamar, tell us how that collaboration went about, how it came about from, I want to say, start to finish. You got like
Okay.
2 minutes, because I got 3 minutes in my segment.
Double collaboration, because the model hit me. Me and the model talked about doing something different. So she wanted to do something on the beach, and I kind of tired of doing the typical beach shoots.
Mhm.
So I asked her to let me just take over full creative control.
Mm.
So she showed me an image, and it was cool, but I wanted to focus on the eyes. So I went ahead. She purchased the mask, the gold mask. Purchased that, and I hit Tristan because he's the lighting genius. You know what I mean?
Don't do that. Don't do that.
The idea, show him the concept. He was down for it. We literally went straight to Lagoon. That's where we shot that in Gallows Bay.
Wow.
Yeah, we had two shoots. So basically, that was part 2 of the shoot. So the first shoot we were doing was across from Lagoon in the little, kind of like a small little cove. So we did that, and the sun. It was supposed to be a sunset shoot, but because it was cloudy and overcast that day, it didn't turn out. We wanted it to turn out, and we were wrapping up the other part of the shoot. So we raced across to the beach, and maybe like 10-15 minutes of light to play with. And yeah, me and Tristan made it happen. He definitely came in clutch with the lighting.
So that was his perspective of it. On my end, Jamar hit me. We spoke, and what I like about Jamar is like a lot of people that you meet, we have a tendency of trying to keep on holding on to our ideas. So he would do something like, "Yo, I'm thinking about doing an ice shoot." I was like, "Yo, that's dope," and then he'd be like, "Yeah, but this is my concept for it," and I was like, I wasn't thinking that. And instead of like Jamar being like, "Oh wait, no, my idea, like don't do it," it's like, "No, I need you to do that. I need you to do this, so in that way we could have our different perspectives. We could put it together. We could look at it. So it's almost like a friendly competition while working with each other to help enhance each other. And these are the people I collaborate with. I feel like you have to be super competitive. Steel sharpen steel. So once we got there, he was like, "Well, I got a model. This was the idea." I don't even think he showed me the face mask, to tell you the truth. It was just like, I get this, and I'm like, "Yo, Jamar, I think we gotta work on this lighting thing. Like, do dope picks. Lighting gonna change the game." We did one shoot before. Again, amazing guy. Prom, a young lady wasn't able to have prom pics or whatever it was. He volunteered to do her prom pics for free to kind of recreate the event for her, and that's where it is I started collabing with Jamar on lighting. So when he showed me, like, he wanted to do this shoot, I didn't even think we were gonna like hit eyes off. But that's enough about the detour. What we're about to do, because
Go head into the souvenirs.
I don't want no souvenirs.
You don't want no souvenirs. I'm gonna remember that when I come back from Greece.
No, not about that. I don't want no souvenirs from the detour. That trip. I want like.
There are some really good souvenirs from this conversation. I mean, when you think about collaborating, especially when you're a serial entrepreneur, you have to be very intentional about which business ventures you may collaborate with.
Yep.
Right. And others that you may want to hold closer to your chest because creatively you want to maintain control. And I think Jamar kind of shared that with us versus doing music where he did high collaboration, and his clothing line where maybe he did collaboration, not maybe on the creative side, but more on the distribution side.
Yep.
So that was a good takeaway for me. The other takeaway that I really liked is that, and I think we touched on it before, is that with any collaboration, you want to be able to produce an output better than if you had only done it by yourself.
Yep.
And that was my takeaway from that conversation. And that's an amazing takeaway of the quality of that image that we showed earlier, is that he had an idea. The model had an idea initially, right? She approached you. You helped to enhance her idea. And then you brought in Kristen, which further helped to enhance the idea. And then boom.
Yeah,
look at that
awesome
fucking image.
She's just dropping knowledge today. She's dropping knowledge today. And she didn't want to collaborate.
No, I love collaborating, but to Jamal's point, it needs to make sense. Right? The collaboration needs to make sense. The collaboration needs to be with people who have shared values, right? And has a high level of vision to be able to see something that has not yet been manifested in the physical form.
Right.
How you like them nuggets? How you like them nuggets? Okay. You still don't want my souvenirs, Tristan? You still don't want my souvenirs?
No, I do, baby. I don't even want Chris. I don't want to hear Chris on window pane right this moment. I'm telling you, that was some real nuggets. For me, what I really took away from it is just you collaborate sometimes with the people that you believe in. And sometimes the person doesn't have to be able to see it in themselves. But the fact that you believe in what it is that they can bring to the table, what it manifests, is something completely, I want to say, different. I went into the shoot not expecting that eye segment to come out so dope. When I was sitting there holding the lights, and these big ass mosquito, like they just filled up your whole arm. You were there like, oh, the shit. Like, yo, make sure you hit that shot. Make sure. But that's it. I had enough faith that he would have hit that shot. So when we saw the end results, it was like, damn, it's something that I feel like we both could be proud of. And that's just it. And sometimes with this, I like collaborating with people like Jamar. Does a fabulous job of giving people their roses. You see what I'm saying? So it's not even something that where you have to wonder who it is that helped or whatever it is. He kept shouting me out to me to make it seem as if I was a bigger part of the process than what I felt I really was. But I really appreciate that. And I'm going to give it to Chris with 10 to go.
Well, I'm about to have my own little segment here, but I really like what you said there about, giving out the flowers, because honestly, that's how you keep those collaborations going and build your reputation as a good collaborator to bring more people to you. So I think that's a really important part. But let's take in the view real quick. All right. So normally I have like a Confucius or like Rumi quote. But since we got like the hip hop undertones here, I got a quote,
bars.
I got a quote from 50 Cent.
What?
Why would you do that though?
Look.
Stuff.
You're taking in a high rise today, man.
Because the quote works. The quote works. So the quote is, if it ain't making me money, making me better, or making me happy, ain't making time for it. And so I think that kind of sums up the episode here, and exactly how Jamar or Sin collaborates here is basically, if it's not making the product better or him better, by having that other person come to the table and share, or we talked about in the last episode, bringing the firewood. If everybody's bringing fire, then you can build a bigger fire, but everybody has to bring wood to the table in order to actually contribute if they're going to do it evenly. So I'm sorry it was a 50 cent reference, Tristan.
No,
I'm over here like, did he just say it? Did he write it? But it doesn't matter. That collaboration made it worth it. That's all I'm gonna say. It added value. I got you, Chris.
But yeah, no, I think and just a disclaimer as well. So the image that we showed is actually only about half the image because we're widescreen here. But we'll have to. I think we'll figure out a way where we can post the whole image here in the.
I don't even think we have to. I don't even think that we have to. We allow them to take in that view. If they want to take in a better view, they could look up, who is it? Shot by Sin on Facebook. Maybe we could get. I won't say the rights. Maybe we'll get the opportunity to also post it on our page. Also, just so you guys can see what that collaboration is like. And you know what? He's going to give it to us anyway because that's the kind of guy he is. He just loves to collaborate. And that's just it.
We definitely need to tag him. Tag him on
exactly. Jamar, how can people find you? Shameless plug real quick.
Yes.
Shot by Sin on all social media platforms. Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. Yeah, I've been trying to get Tristan to jump on a TikTok, but all right, but
don't worry, you'll get him eventually. He takes a minute with social media, but yeah.
No, he's around. He's seen coming around.
He'll come around. Don't worry, I'm with him on the TikTok. I'm like, one more social media platform to have to manage. I ain't taking in that view. Not yet.
TikTok's the payout, right? So that's my thing. Anything I'm making money, I down to at least.
There you go.
And the following is faster. Like they literally, like you could go viral on TikTok quicker than on any social media site.
Oh, okay. We need to continue this conversation in another episode. Like,
you see how that works. This collab just got real. And we got.
I might learn something. I might end up be doing nothing.
So how do we close out? The time's up. I don't know how to close out. I just really love this collaboration. I need you guys to check us out on all social media platforms. It's Entrepreneurship. I don't think we got TikTok yet, but definitely check us out on Instagram. We're on Facebook. You got Shot by Sin. He's at all social media platforms. Chris is LinkedIn. He's a LinkedIn guru. Ain't nobody page more professional than Chris's. We got on there. Chris made a comment. I just saw numbers running. But we each got our own platform.
Shalonda holds it down on LinkedIn, though. Oh, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, he's a LinkedIn creator, though, and he's a lot. I'm learning from Chris on LinkedIn, so.
Oh goodness, yeah. I got up my game though. I've been slacking. But really, what I'd love to hear. I mean, we talked about collaboration here, obviously in this episode, and Jamar, thank you for sharing your wisdom with us, because I think it even helps add on to what we had talked about previously about collaboration, just the three of us. Any kind of final words or thoughts that you have from this episode or about collaborating in general, for other entrepreneurs out there? You're, again, as Shalonda called you here, a serial entrepreneur. You got the clothing line, the music, the photography. So how do you do it?
So juggling that and being a father is a lot, but at the same time, there's no better feeling than making your own money for yourself and you determining the outcome of your destiny. So it's basically you go work for somebody else to build their dream, or you go work for yourself and build your dream and build your empire. So I feel like at the end of the day, we might work for other people, but that's just the short term to reaching your major lifelong goal. You know what I'm saying? So they have a saying, there's always construction on the road to success.
Wow.
One of my favorite quotes of all. And I just feel like as long as it makes sense, then it makes sense. You know what I mean? So collaborations is key once everybody benefiting.
I want to do something really, really quick. I know the episode's over. This, you could see the collaboration is really great because in every segment we just about went over our time, disregarded the rules. But real quick, Nadia, I want to call you out. We need you, girl. I want to show you guys something too. In our collaborations, in my collaborations with Sid, we had conversations about just starting the business, doing things in a different way. Sin, tell us how easy, how hard it was for you to start the business. Sometimes we just need that push. And it could be the people that's next to us, people we just met, because I won't pretend like I had a 15, 10, 5-year relationship with Sincere. I just met him more recently. Let me not say met him. I just gotten to know him more recently, maybe about 6 months now. So we think starting a business, doing things the right way is like super hard, and we always pace it to people that, you know, you got to be making X amount, you got to be doing this. But just tell them real quickly your journey, just share a little bit about the conversations we had before you started your business.
Yeah, so before I started, I was literally just on the fly, just doing everything on my own, just doing shoots, doing everything. Me and Tristan had a talk. Well, a couple people spoke to me, but more so when me and Tristan had a talk recently. And he was like, yo, with the business, you get more opportunities to attain different things like grants, different things as far as stuff that they have going on, government giving away money. So without that business license, you ain't sitting at the table, you know what I mean? So that's how you point yourself as a disadvantage compared to other people in your same field. And why not just make it official and be on board with everybody else that's doing it officially in your field? And if you want to be serious and people to take you serious, then you have to make that step and show them you're serious and legitimize all your stuff and get everything the right way. You know what I mean? That we reach out to tourism, we could reach out to companies, because I did shoots for businesses like VIA and stuff, and because I wasn't in the system, it took me like 4 or 5 months to get a check. Literally, once you're in the system, now people are already hitting me up like from the government saying, oh well, I was searching in the government database and you came up as a photographer. So without me having to even do anything, you know what I mean? So it helps a lot. Really, really makes a lot of sense taking that step and legitimizing your business.
Awesome. I appreciate that, man. And that's how it is. I like to just close out this episode. For anybody that's watching, just listening, you don't have to be a rocket scientist to start a business. There's other people that you can collaborate with. There's people, all we need to do is just have that conversation. Any real entrepreneur that you meet, and I repeat, any real entrepreneur that you meet is someone that's more than willing to share that information. We're not about holding and retaining the information for ourselves. And that's just it. So don't let the process scare you. The only thing scary about being an entrepreneur is that it's in your hands. Whatever we put in is what we get out. So until the next time, love you guys.
Yeah, and enjoy your Greece.
Right.
Thank you.
Yeah, my mother gonna be on that trip, so she gonna have a blast with all you.
We gotta talk offline.
See how the entrepreneur trips work?
All right, trippers, thank you for joining us. We will be back next week, and even for those of us who are not going to Greece, we will look forward to our next episode. For those of you in Greece, we will look forward to seeing you when you get back, and we're a little jealous, so enjoy your time. I'm gonna have more of my cognac now and think about Greece. All right, see you later, everybody.
Bye. Thank you for taking this trip with us. We hope you had a great time. Join us every Tuesday for another dose of X.T.C. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Be sure to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and visit us at theentrepreneursstrip.com for more entrepreneurship tips and trips. See you next time.